Welcome. You're listening to The Aligned Self, Conversations in Creating a Conscious and Abundant Life. This is Daniel Denovi. I'll be your guide and host. Let's see just where we can take this. Hello, friend, and welcome back to the conversation. Today we're going to talk about law of attraction. And I'm actually going to provide you with a metaphor that hopefully will put a different spin, a different perspective, give you a different way of understanding like attracts like. And that is law of attraction. Like energy attracts like energy. And so this metaphor that I picked up, I've actually heard in a couple different places. And neither of those places actually attributed a source, and they actually acted as if it originated with them. So just know that as I convey it to you, I did not create this, but in my telling of it, I'm obviously going to put my own spin on it, and you can retell it and use it wherever you want, because as far as I know, nobody owns this idea. Now, to set this up, I'm going to talk about social media. More than likely, you have a presence on social media in one way or another. And so you've probably heard at some point or another the term algorithm. Now, Facebook has an algorithm, YouTube has an algorithm, TikTok, Twitter, they all have algorithms. Now, in basic terms, an algorithm is a set of rules or a set of procedures to improve the functionality of a platform or to arrive at a calculation. Now, the simplest example that I can come up with for an algorithm is a cake recipe. You have a series of steps and you have specific quantities that you put together in a specific order in order to have a specific result. Behavior requires an internal algorithm, and it's just considered a series of steps that are put in place that typically operate in the background, especially on the social media platforms. But in addition to the social media platforms, also your search engines also use an algorithm to increase functionality and actually improve your experience. So today I'm going to suggest that the universe uses an algorithm to bring you your manifestations, to bring you experiences, to bring circumstances into your life. Things and other, anything that shows up in your life is a result of what you've been calling forth. And you may say, I didn't call that forth. Well, we'll talk about it in terms of the metaphysical algorithm. Now, metaphysics, meta means behind, hidden, or above. And physics is the science that deals with matter, energy, motion, and force. And so, this morning, when I was talking to my wife, I feel as if I created the term metaphysical algorithm. Now, before I dive into this, I want to talk about the algorithm that takes place in social media. Most of you have been on YouTube, and you've found that once you watch a video, that YouTube will offer up suggestions, typically around the same topic, occasionally from the same creator, but they are in alignment with what you just watched. And then there's not even necessarily a one-to-one correlation. It may be an implied association based on the watching habits and comments of other people. And it's all based on what your query was, what your question was. And so this is important that this algorithm is indiscriminating. It doesn't care about who you are, where you're coming from, where you're searching from, what your background is, what happened yesterday. No, it's just concerned about what are you asking for and what are you engaging with. The longer you watch a video, the longer you engage with it, what you're telling YouTube or the platform, the algorithm is, I like this kind of material. Serve me some more. And the same goes for Facebook and TikTok. Now, let's say that you read a post and you put a like on it. That's not as strong as if you put a love on it. If you put a love on it and you leave a comment, it tells the algorithm, I like this, serve me up some more. For instance, recently there was a post that came up about ancient archaeology, ancient history. And I liked it. I was intrigued by it. It actually presented history in a different way than I was taught, which is happening more and more often. But I liked it. In fact, I loved it and I shared it, which told Facebook that I like this kind of material. Now it's offering up all these different groups, websites about ancient archaeology. And all I did was like on it and share it once, in which it told the algorithm that I found this fascinating. So we'll serve you up some more. So far, so good. It's serving up those things that I like and I'm interested in. Well, like I said, it's indiscriminating. So if there is a post that comes up, a TikTok or a Facebook post or even a YouTube video that I'm in direct opposition of, in fact, I'm offended the fact that this is up there, and I write a scathing response. I wouldn't do this, but let's just, for hypothetical sense, say I did this. What I'm telling the algorithm is that I like this kind of material because I'm engaging with it. I'm interested in it. And before you know it, I start seeing similar posts, and I think the world is going to hell in a handbasket because those are the only posts I begin seeing. I don't really want to see those posts. In fact, I was offended the fact that I saw the first one. But I engaged with it. I made a comment on it. It caught my attention. And so the algorithm says this is engagement. And the same with the universe. It looks for where are you engaging your attention? Where are you putting your focus? What is your main concern? Where are you spending your energy? How are you showing up? How are you spending your energy is a key factor. What is the energy that you're imbibing into this situation? You see, the longer you spend on a topic, the longer you spend in a thought form or a series of thoughts, the more energy you put behind it. The longer you watch a video, the longer you engage with a post. And maybe there's, someone says something snappy back to you after you made your statement, and then you say something snappy back to them. Before you know it, you have 20 or 30 comments going back and forth about this thing that you didn't even really like. But the algorithm, all it saw was this is where you're engaging. This is where you're placing your energy. And the same with the universe, the metaphysical algorithm. It looks for where are you placing your attention? Where are you placing your focus? Where are you concentrating your energy? And the universe is going to give you more of the same. Now get this, the metaphysical algorithm doesn't just work in the universe, off Facebook or off YouTube, off TikTok. It also considers all the energy that you're spending on social media. What types of content are you consuming? What movies are you consuming? What information are you reading? What do you perpetuate out in the world? What kind of conversations do you have? Do you tend to complain? Are you gossiping? The universe listens to all this, not just what happens off Facebook, but also what happens on Facebook, every dimension of your life. This is where you're investing your energy. It's what you're saying, this is what I stand for. And so the universe is going to give you more of the same. Now, if you begin to notice this happening, you start noticing what's showing up in your life and then start paying attention to where am I investing my energy and realize that, oh my God, I've been putting it in all the places I don't want to. Not everything is lost. You can actually re-educate the algorithm by refocusing your energy, asking different questions. And in some cases, you can go back and erase your history, but maybe not so much with the universe. What we want to do is drown out our history based on our new focus, our new questions, the new places that we're investing our energy. And as we do that, more and more of the things that are aligned with how we want things to be, how we're focusing on our energy, will start showing up. Occasionally, based on the old programming, based on the energy that we'd put out in the past, occasionally you might see a post, you might see something come across your feed or your life that you don't want. It's based on your old energy. When this happens, do not engage. Do not pay it any attention. Oh, that's old stuff. Don't give it any energy. Set it aside. Skip over it. Swipe left, swipe right. I don't know what the exact terms are for wherever you are, but you just want to release it. Don't give it any energy. Say, oh yeah, that's based on the old story. And then refocus on what you do want to pay attention to. Start engaging with the activities, the conversations, the ideas that you want to perpetuate in your world. And I get this is sometimes very hard because it's so present right in your experience. But I'm telling you, the moment you start giving it energy, start giving it attention, you're telling the algorithm, I want more of this. This idea is very much in alignment with the previous podcast episode, How to Manifest in the Midst of a Breakdown. When you're in the middle of a breakdown, sometimes you do have to perform triage. You have to stop the bleeding, stop the hemorrhaging, stop the leak. But as soon as you can, redirect your focus, redirect your energy, get to neutral, go for a walk, take a nap, leave the conversation, refuse to complain, refuse to gossip. Every place you invest your energy is a vote to the universe to bring me more of the same. Now, the universe does help you along in this by your intrinsic design. It's already programmed in your system to know when you're off course, when you're actually inviting things that you don't want. You're left with a feeling, an emotion that is less than satisfying. It might even be downright unbearable. But that icky feeling, that muddled feeling, is telling you that your thinking, your focus is off kilter. That understand this, your intrinsic design is to be in joy and well-being. You're supposed to feel good. It's just part of being human. That's the natural condition. And if we're not feeling in joy, if we're not being happy, if we're not satisfied, then we're engaged in activities, we're thinking things that are out of alignment with our true design. Our true design is that we are a spiritual being, immersed in the human experience. And when we align with those feelings that are in alignment with our higher self, in alignment with our divinity, then we will manifest things naturally. All the things that we will naturally manifest, will naturally draw in, will be in alignment for our highest good, because that's where we're putting our energy. Now, this brings me to an important point here, that you don't necessarily have to raise your vibration like you have to get somewhere stellar. You just have to stop doing the things that drag you down. You just have to stop getting in your own way. Which reminds me of a joke I heard that I learned when I was 12 years old, which gives you an idea of the caliber of this joke. But this young boy goes to the doctor and said, "Doctor, every time I drink a cup of hot chocolate, I get a stabbing pain in my eye." And the doctor says, "Well, take the spoon out of the cup." You see, all you really have to, that tickled me. You see, all you really have to do is stop doing the things that drag you down. Stop doing the things that are less than magnificent. Stop thinking the thoughts, having the conversations that are making you feel bad. You see, when you're off course, your body tells you you're off course. That doesn't feel good. This is not a good conversation. This isn't a good place to place your thoughts. I feel worse. Now, I'm not saying not to acknowledge less than stellar thoughts, less than stellar thinking, less than stellar results. You don't want to just push it aside. To go back to the joke, and you're drinking the cup of chocolate, and you get the stabbing pain in your eye, you say, "Hey, I have a spoon in my cup." You remove the spoon, and then you refocus your thoughts. You enjoy the drink. If we don't at least acknowledge it, and we try and push it aside, and pretend it's not there, it's going to come back because we cannot not think of something. To give you another metaphor, let's pretend you're driving down the road and you drift off to the right. If you're in the United States, you drift off to the right and your tires go off the shoulder. Now, if you continue on this path and ignore the trajectory, you're going to end up in the ditch. And so you acknowledge the fact, oh, I'm off the road, and then you steer back up on the road gently. You don't jerk the wheel. You just gently steer the car back up on the road, and away you go. So hopefully this gives you a different perspective on law of attraction and gives you some extra tools in which you can guide your manifestations, guide your energy. So until next time, this is your friend and host, Daniel Danovi, urging you to follow your bliss. Live your life from inner signals. Be inner directed as you engage in the epic adventure.